Well, hello. Welcome. This is the my weekly edition of Site Builder Saturday. I got off the ground a little late today, so I'm hoping that you are joining me and wanting to see about the first of the 8 steps that you need to take to do your website planning. Today's chat will be about researching other websites. Now, the point of researching other websites is not to copy what someone else is doing, but to take a look and do a mini competitive analysis of what your competitors might be doing. So, if, for example, you're a restaurant business, you'd go out and Google and find restaurants near you. So, with that in mind, restaurants are one of the most common businesses that get opened up. So I decided to take a look at a practical example that will help you understand how important research is to the creation of your website. So there are many elements on a web page, a lot of elements. Today we'll focus on navigation menus, and not the menus of the food that you get at the restaurant, but menus as in the way your website visitor will get from point A to point B, or to find that menu if you're a restaurant. So we're going to take a look at a few websites that are restaurants. And what I want you to do is to think about the overall feel that the presentation of the website gives you, as well as the layout. Just high level feel for it. So let's see if we can't switch over now to the other browser window and take a look at those websites. Bear with me. I'm hoping that we can now see the website view. I'm seeing that we're not actually seeing that, so perhaps I will just discuss the elements of a good website. So, looking at the various food restaurant websites that are out there, you can take a look and see how they have added imagery about their menus, how they've added their navigation menu, and whether or not the particular website is doing scrolling. So let's see if we can't get that view intact here. So let's see. I'm trying to see on the live video if we are getting the copy of the websites here. I'm going to just make a leap and hope that that's what's showing up. The first thing that I'm looking at here is a website for a local restaurant. It's lovely presentation. All of the sites that we'll look at today do have lovely presentation. We're just contrasting the different ways that they've gone about presenting their navigation menu. One of the common ways that you can present a navigation menu is by having it at the very top, as you'll see here on this particular website. Another thought about websites and the presentation is how much scrolling your homepage does. This particular website does not scroll at all. They've chosen to pack all the information they want to present to you in this one page here. The next thing we'll look at is a different orientation for navigation. This particular website from another local restaurant, which is a lovely presentation as well, has a left side navigation that allows you to click from point A to point B. You set the navigation up to gear to what your customer wants to do on the website, the most important things that they would want to do to interact with you. For a restaurant, that's probably the menu, the times that you're open, and the location. Let's look at a third website that has implemented their navigation menu slightly differently. You'll see that they have a large black and white presentation, which is very effective, and they have their navigation menu right in the center. So if you mouse over these elements, you can see that you get choices for more detail. If I scroll down on this page, you'll see they have more than one page, or not more than one page, but more than one screen of information. And this restaurant has chosen to put a Reserve Now feature right on their homepage, just to get you right to the chase when you want to reserve that table fast. So there's another presentation style that you can look at and consider if you were opening your restaurant business. This last one that we'll look at is a different style of presentation for the navigation menu. You'll note these three little bars here on the left. Those are frequently called a hamburger menu. And a hamburger menu is very commonly used in the website world, and it's a common feature that is used in website design. If someone's not particularly web savvy, they may not understand what this is. So if you're identifying your website clientele for your restaurant, you want to be sure that they're of the mindset that they'd understand that clicking on this little 3-bar hamburger menu will give them more choices and in fact expand to the total website menu here. And back to the topic of how the home page is scrolling or not. This particular website has, not only do they have scrolling in effect on the up and down elements of the page to make it longer, they have a slider effect which changes the images on the page. So it's another element you can consider when you're creating your website. Right now, you're just jotting down ideas, and I would suggest that as you find a particular website that has an element that attracts you or distracts you, to jot that down and make a note of what it is that you like or dislike about that. This page scrolls down and allows the website visitor to reserve a table and has more information here about what is offered, and also the gallery. They show a lovely gallery of their food and their venue. So in a location map, which is another nice feature. So you've seen a few different implementations for the same business, and you should be able to formulate some sort of idea about what your style preference might be. You can use this simple, or not simple, this effective one-page design where nothing is scrolling, or you can choose to do something that has more scroll to it like this one, which expands a little more into the dishes and the reviews and a lot of different areas of interest for a particular restaurant business. So we've taken a look at the navigation menus for different types of restaurants, and it has given you an overview of one of the design elements that you'd be researching when you're looking at other websites. Again, we don't want to copy, we want to get an idea of what it is that works for us, what we like, and what we might want to implement. So I have a lot more tips on my website about all kinds of things in terms of creating your website, how to make your homepage, a lot of different pieces of information. It can all be found at thebizpalcompany.com/blog. I thank you so much for watching today, and please stay tuned. Next week, we'll be talking about your customer and how to identify your website customer. As usual, at the end of the session, I like to open it up for any questions from anyone out there. So let's see if we have any questions. Okay, we actually do have a question. So one of my viewers wants to know, do I have to watch each of the 8 steps in order to get any benefit from this and to use this process of building a website or planning a website? Well, the good news is that you can jump in at any point and pick up one video in any sequence. It's really up to you. But do keep in mind that they play off each other. The themes about your customer are very prominent in every one of them because you really want to attract your customer and have them stay on your website. That's why it's so critical to think about how you want to design it and what you want to do. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching and tune in next week. Bye.